Hi, my name is Jessica Thompson, and this is my reflection video for concepts in photography. If you see a furry friend wandering around, that's Dexter. Just ignore him. I chose to emulate Trey Ratcliffe for my final project in this class, and I did that because I really enjoy the way his photographs kind of teeter between fantasy and reality. I also like the fact that whether it's a natural vista or an urban metropolis, Trey sees the beauty in every place that he goes. Now, planning for this photo shoot in Oklahoma in the spring kind of presented some challenges because my heart was really drawing me to our urban wilderness here. I really wanted to take a shot from the base of the Yellow Hiking Trail at Tulsa's Turkey Mountain, and that was my first concept sketch. But my brain said, girl, this is tornado season. You best have a backup plan. So I created a secondary sketch where I would take advantage of the rich Art Deco history here in Tulsa, and I would shoot from the base of Boston Avenue up toward the BOK Tower. And it was a good thing I did because the rain came down, the mud came up, and that primary plan hit the floor. So I'm looking at things and I realized I've got 2 weeks worth of rain in the forecast and I've still got an outdoor shot plan. So I created a third plan in which I would take photographs from the interior of some of these Art Deco buildings and create either a compilation shot, or I didn't know what I was going to do, and I couldn't even create concept sketches because all I remembered from the inside of the buildings was, ooh, pretty. But it all worked out fine. The day of the shoot was kind of a little bit overcast but cleared up nicely toward the early evening, but I ended up with a really bright background and kind of a gray, dingy, dark-looking street view, but that ended up being okay because Trey Ratcliffe does a lot of post-production work on his images, and I knew that I could take this image and move it into post-production and still get the vitality and excitement and energy that's hallmark for his style. Trey Ratcliffe's website was actually really helpful in getting that look correct because he's created some HDR presets for Adobe Lightroom that you can download for free. So I did that and created a reference image. Now I didn't want to just click a button and say, poof, I'm finished. I really wouldn't learn anything that way. So I took the reference image and then I took my original image and moved that into Adobe Camera Raw. And then I took our workflow that I created in week 1 and I worked my way through the workflow in Adobe Camera Raw. And I got to the end and I was close-ish. And so I took that altered image and I moved it back into Lightroom. And I started at the top of my workflow again and I worked my way through. And I got a lot closer by the time I got to the end of the workflow the second time. But I was still missing something, like a pop of illumination. And so I needed to do something else with it, but I wasn't quite sure what I could do in Lightroom or in Camera Raw at this point. So I moved it into Photoshop. And again, I started at the top of my workflow and I just worked my way down through it until I got the image the way I wanted it to. It took a couple of adjustment layers in Photoshop and then I was like, oh no, that's it right there, no more. And this is the image. I'm really proud of this image for a lot of reasons. One, because I really hadn't done much in Adobe Camera Raw. I wasn't sure about it. I'd done most of my adjustments in Photoshop before. I had never touched Lightroom before in my life. And so I pushed myself to learn more about both of those programs. And I'm really, really proud of the way this turned out. And I hope you enjoy it as well. Thank you so much. Have a great day.